Greetings, everyone. Welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, and pink is the new black for Goth Tarot this week. So welcome to my weekly show. It's a brief look into our collective darkness, the darkness that maybe we share with each others, or the darkness that we only share with ourselves. Either way, we hope to find what are our issues this week, what are the subconscious or not so subconscious things that are informing our dark view of the world. So I do that by reading cards from a number of decks into a pattern that I have created where I look at the focus of the week, the fears of the week, the gift of the week, the truth of the week, things like that, all under the banner of our dark Gothicness. I begin with the Murder of Crows Tarot, a special gift for my wife and consort and partner in TFT, the Banshee. It's a limited edition, although I understand there's another edition that is not quite as fancy as this one. They're basically the same. One has more tones of red in it, though, than the other. That would be this one. Anyway, so we're looking for what I call the dark design, which is best represented through the Murder of Crows to kind of give us an overall focus for the week or environmental situation we may be working with. And the dark design, oh Nelly, it's the Tower reversed. The Tower reversed, and you know, the Tower is just coming up in so many readings lately, and a few people last week, because of our literal run through the cards, felt that maybe we were really sensing or predicting the current events that happened with the Queen's death, the Queen of England. So, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking it was pertaining more to maybe the collective issues around our infernal politics situation. No matter what side you're on, nobody seems to like what's going on. But you know what? That's what happens in an election year or a campaign year. Anyways, our collective darkness, our dark design, is the Tower reversed. And meanings vary from deck to deck, but I'm going to go with the one I feel for this one here, which is that basically we're in a situation where a lot of upheavals and challenges and bad things are happening. And it is so important for us to learn the lesson from this, whatever that lesson may be. It may be very individual for some people, you know, it may be personal lessons, but on a collective level, maybe it means a people have to finally learn what they've been getting wrong. And I don't want to say this pertains to Goth people or any particular group of people in particular. It just could be that this is a collective thing that weighs against all of us. And even if it's not us that needs to learn this lesson, those around us in the collective who do maybe are informing what's going on in a not so great way. So perhaps that gives me the entry into the idea that there's still something haunting us, a dark shadows that cast over our life in a different sort of way. The idea of the things we cannot escape from, the things that are always with us, plaguing us in certain ways, haunting us, making us feel regrets or worse. And so I used the Ghost Tarot for that. What haunts us? What are the dark shadows? It's the Ten of Swords, upright. what haunts us is the defeat that we cannot really rectify, or that we can't overcome a certain defeat in our lives. It haunts us. And yet at the same time, we don't realize that the other part of this haunting is that as we have reached that defeat, there is only one way to go. It's an ascension. And that so perhaps the idea of our spirit dwelling too long on what is defeat is not working for us. We need to ascend towards something different, move away from the defeat, move away from those kind of feelings, and try to find better. Try to find that lesson to learn and figure that out. All right, so that's a bit to take in. Those cards coincide rather well, I think. So now, beyond that, we need to find what the dark truth is, the actual reality that we may now inhabit based on what that dark design told us, that we need to find the ways to improve ourselves, to learn lessons, despite being haunted by the fact that we can't quite get over our defeats, that we would rather dwell in defeat than ascend to a new level. Come on, Goth people. I know we all like our unhappiness, but we also know that change is a big part of what we are as well. So here's your dark truth. From the Night Sun Tarot. It's another 10. I love when this happens. Specifically, it's why I work with the differing decks, so that I can get the possibility of either a repeat card to magnify the importance of that meaning, or just to have more of a chance of other corollaries. And the Ten of Cups reversed says a lot of the things that maybe both of the other cards have said, but it is the reality. And the reality is that we find ourselves supremely unhappy. And despite the fact that maybe there are indications that we can have a rich and full emotional life if we want to, but we have to get over regrets or feelings of defeat, as mentioned there. We have to look towards, maybe from that emotional point of view, who really does love us and care, and magnify ourselves towards that. That's all I can say there. But I do have another card to pull from the Night Sun Tarot, and it indicates what the dark sacrifices. What are the sorrows we're bearing at this time? The things that either we are troubled with trying to sacrifice for a better thing, or just need to reduce or give up this behavior or situation in our lives, but we are having a hard time. If we identify it, is it possible we can make that happen? It's the reverse Seven of Pentacles. And I see the chakras on the body. I see the body, you know, in the upright setting of this card. It often seems that it's sort of somebody who's waiting for something, waiting to plug in all their powers and energies, but they just haven't reached that point of doing it. As a reverse card, this could be saying that we are trying to do that, that we have found either momentum or ability to move these energies into our lives and be productive again. And I guess I'll just say this is hard for us. It causes a certain amount of sorrow that we might have to do things for ourselves, that we might have to find the way to look at what we have, because we really do have a lot of what we need. And I don't want to hear people saying, I don't have it, I don't have it. We have it. We have it. That's why we are on this path. So we need to give up the idea that maybe we're waiting for something else. We're the something else we're waiting for. We just got to figure out how to do that. Just going to play with that a little bit there. Okay. So now from the Night Sun Tarot, we've realized, you know, some of these things, and maybe that gives us that point of saying, you know, wow, this is a lot of stuff, and it sucks. The dark spiral, what sucks in our life, what drains us. It could be these things, these attitudes that the cards indicate we're not willing to totally give up or change certain behaviors or rise to certain challenges. So I used the Vampire Tarot to find out what these dark spirals in our life are. What is it that we find drains us, that is vampirizing our energy, our will to live truly free, to live without these constraints we see here, to try to find the good lesson that we should emulate. Six of Pentacles, reversed. Let's just move that around a little bit. We want that one to be more. So the Six of Pentacles reversed. I think what's draining us is that we feel sometimes we can't live in a past. We're forced to live in the present, and it drains us because we only want it to be as good or easy or simple or carefree as the past was. And we can't go there. We haven't figured out how to do time travel yet. We have to move ahead. Even if it sucks trying to move beyond what either pained us from the past or what gained us from the past. You know, the past has good memories for some of us, and maybe the inability to get back to those memories is a bother. But for some of us, maybe the past has painful memories that we don't ever want to feel again. But still, they're holding us back. Even when we say we don't want to, we're letting ourselves live in past regrets. That's the Ten of Swords there too in what haunts us. And that the overall design says we're not trying to learn the lessons we should. So this is a whole reading about really trying to find ways to not ignore the past and let the past keep informing our present and therefore our future. So tell me, and I hate when this happens, but apparently a card fell out from the Vampire Tarot, so I'm going to use it as maybe additional suckage for us, things that are draining us. And once again, it's so cool. I'm sorry if you won't agree, but it's really so cool. Whoops, I didn't want to be there. Okay. It's another tower, a tower reversed, just like that first one. The first one that started the whole filthy bit here that said, we don't want to learn the lessons that can make our lives better. We don't want... They're there, and and we're in so much disruption in our lives, there should be no real reason why to avoid them, but it keeps coming up again. It sucks. It sucks that you guys don't want to be better and won't use the tools you have to be better. But I want to leave us with something better. I call that the dark gift. The idea of what our abilities and insights, hunches, powers, whatever those things are, that can actually help us through the mess. What are those gifts? What is the dark gift? The thing that maybe you don't always understand about yourself, or, like the cards say, forget we have this gift and just keep working from our miserable past and stuff like that. I'm trying to make sense in this reading, but it's not easy. Well, what is the dark gift? The dark gift is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups. The dark gift says you have what you need. Although there is loss, there is still something remaining. Maybe it's the 2, maybe it's the 3. You never lose everything, my dears. You always, always, always forget there's still something there. And that's what the dark gift is. For you to realize that no matter how far you're sinking down, you still have something you can affect. And it doesn't come from others. It comes from yourself or your partner. You know, you should be able to rely on your partner. So I want you to remember this, folks. I want you to remember that there is a darkness this week. I think it has something to do with current events. There's a lot of change and disruption in the air between all the stuff still going on with the Russian-Ukrainian war, or now, you know, the change in the monarchy, and a very serious idea here that maybe these changes are going to move throughout that entire Commonwealth, Australia, Zealand, all of that, and maybe affect big changes. We still have so many things to consider going on. And on that personal level, though, we are strong. We just have to do that. And we don't gain any friends or followers by always saying someone else has to help me. Even if we're saying that in a passive-aggressive way. The world is too big for everybody really to be able to help everybody. So sometimes we just have to figure out how to help ourselves. All right, that's my Goth Tarot for this week. Take care.